Welcome to Brooklyn! Alright. Okay, I had to say it that way, ladies and gentlemen. This was a surprising show to me, ladies and gentlemen. I have had not much interest in the WWE in a while. Several weeks, at least to a month. The storylines have been very frustrating. The people in it that have not been spotlighted I have been frustrated. I'm not going to lie about it. I had more fun watching TNA than I had with the WWE. Obviously, by far. But I gotta say with this show, if the ratings do not reflect what I'm about to state right now, I'll be quite surprised. Because the WWE got a shot in the arm. They got a boost. You know how you get a booster shot in the arm? That's what you got here in this show. This show has to give them better ratings what they've been getting. Because there was a lot going on here. And a lot of it wasn't great. But the few segments that are the ones I'm going to spotlight the most gave the WWE something very important. Interest. Now let's get this done. The opening of the show with the Usos and Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro and the Dust Brothers. I'm going to put it like this. I still don't have much interest in the Usos and Cody and Goldust. I love Cody and Goldust. I actually do. But I don't see them enough to actually be interested. They don't do any in-ring segments. I'm not talking about wrestling. The Usos, I really do believe they have talent in talking. But it's not like they can do it in the ring. They're not allowed to. To get people over, showing them once in a while doing some promo segments is not enough. On video, you need to have them in the ring and do it. To actually see it. To actually work on their craft. And it upsets me that they don't do that all the time with the tag teams. They don't. But I'm not going to say these guys can't have good chemistry in the ring. The Usos and the Dust Brothers, they actually do. Now here's Dolph Ziggler and Cesaro. I'll say this. If they decide to let Cesaro go after Dolph Ziggler for his championship, I'm actually alright with that. Look, during the match, Dolph was basically cheered out of the seats for. Now, I know a lot of people are not a Dolph Ziggler fan. And I haven't heard the Slick Daddy basically shit on him often. He still believes he's a knockoff of Jeff Jarrett. And I can understand his feelings about it. But every single time you put Dolph Ziggler with somebody, he makes them look better. Now, as I've always stated with Dolph, throw him in the main title scene as someone that could be a credible threat as a face or a heel. He can be a transitional champion once in a while. But in the end, you need someone in the main event that can job and make other people look good. Always we see great jobbers in mid-card or undercard. We don't see them in the main event. That's what I'm saying. And the crowd is jizzing on themselves for Dolph Ziggler. For what little they allow him to show, he's getting over. The crowd really wanted him more than The Miz as the IC champ. That's showing here. Now, Jimmy Uso got over on Cody Rhodes. That means they're going to continue their feud. And that's alright with that. But it does upset me that the Usos and the Dust Brothers do not get in-ring talking time. They really need that to give something to this entire feud. Next, Mark Henry versus Bo Dallas. Now, I want to say this. I admit, I was very upset to see how Mark Henry was in such a prominent storyline with Rusev. He was doing so great, but then they decided to cut it damn short. And this is before what happened with Big Show doing what he did. And I'm going to get to that. You know I'm going to get to it. But before that happened, they could have built something up extra for Rusev and Mark Henry. Made Mark Henry stay a face where the people really did want to see him as a face. And this is what got me angry. And then you move on to Bo Dallas, who essentially has been shitted on pretty often. Look, Rusev and Bo Dallas had winning streaks. Rusev still has his winning streak. Bo Dallas does not. You could have kept both these guys with winning streaks. That would make this more understandable when it comes to Bo Dallas dealing with Mark Henry. Now, I know there's a good chance they're going to turn Mark heel, and he's a very good heel when he wants to be. But he's also a very good face. And he was on a really monstrous face run. And that, I'm stating right now, is better than his heel run. he has a lot more interest as a face at this moment because of what they're doing with the American thing. And they just let it cut short. And if they are going to turn him heel, I hope they do it quickly, because the way this is going with a count-out win, are you serious for a Bo Dallas? It's all right, because now he's going to be on main event going against Dolph for the IC Championship. But I feel like Mark Henry's getting the short end of the stick here. And by the time he turns heel, it's not going to be a very strong heel turn. They got to turn him heel quickly, because the crowd really want to cheer for him still. Either leave him as a face and let him rebuild, or get him over with as a heel as quickly as possible. Now, the Adam Rose with, I'm only saying this, I'm going to put all the segments with Susan G. Cohen together. I just want to get it over with. Look, I haven't seen Regis and Kathy Lee in a while. Regis is gone. I haven't had any caring with Kathy Lee. I don't know who the person is. I'm not being rude. I'm not being mean. I just not watch their product. And to be honest, seeing this was terrible. I'm sorry. The crowd sounded to me like they wanted to boo boring. Seeing Huda dance around was boring. Seeing Kathy Lee getting hit in the butt with some candy, a candy-shaped bottle of wine, whatever it was boring. I was 100% bored in this segment. I wish they did not do this. Why are they still doing this? One segment is alright once throughout the show, but two? Oh, I'll say this, that Joan London wasn't too bad. She said what she needed to say and got it over with as soon as possible. It needed to get done, and it was done. John Cena came out, gave her a hug, escorted her back. That's it. I can accept that because it was done quickly, tastefully, and that was it. But this bit with the other ones was terrible. Now, since we're talking about women, let's get the women's segments over. Brie Bella versus Summer Rae with one arm tied behind her back, with Nikki Bella watching at the Titantron. Now, one guy, and I'm sure if you're watching my videos, dude, I respect you. Thank you very much for the last video. I stated thank you. It means a lot for my comment. And his comment saying that Nikki Bella might be actually a monster heel, I can understand to a certain point why you're stating that. For the simple reason that she does use some very large power moves. But the problem that I see with her is that she's not a good actress. Going well in the ring, if it was that important, WWE would be like ROH. But ROH isn't the main type of promotion due to the fact that we get a little bit more than just good matches. We get a storyline. We get character development. We get in-ring work. We get a in-ring work that shows a story. And I'm not shitting 100% on Nikki Bella or Brie or any woman that gets in the ring. I've always said this. Anyone who goes in the ring, man or woman, who's willing to let their body get beaten the fuck up, I respect the hell out of them. But Nikki Bella's just not a good enough of an actress to convince me that this is going to be a good enough of a feud between her and her sister. This match was very short. The only thing I liked in it was seeing Layla. I'm sorry. Layla, between all three of these women, and then Bella's a nice, good looking. I'm not going to lie about it. Summer Rae is a good looking woman as well, but I'm sorry. Layla L is the most sexiest woman there. She is. And even though Nikki's got some big boobies, and I can understand why John loves them, and I'm talking about Cena here, she's not as beautiful as Layla L, who basically stole the show, most of it. Now, this still builds into the match, and I believe by either, and this is stretching it, Royal Rumble, they're going to finally have the match. I am hoping this will be over by Hell in a Cell. I am hoping if it's not Hell in a Cell, it will be Survivor Series. But the way they're building this, they're trying their best to build something they know that doesn't have much in it. Both these women are not good actresses. So it doesn't translate very well to their in-ring work. But I'm afraid that this might stretch all the way up to... Royal Rumble to get a signature payoff. I don't think they're going to do this. I mean, they could do it at Survivor Series, but I don't think that's going to happen. Next, Hornswoggle versus El Tortillo. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. This is all women. AJ and Paige with 2 extras. And we got Emma and we got Alicia Fox. I still love me some Fox. Woman is damn beautiful. But what did we get here? It was awkward with Emma. Woo! I'm not against Emma. The Emma Evolution had a chance to build, but the WWE dropped it. And we barely see her on Raw. We see her somewhat, from what I understand, on SmackDown. But Emma seems so awkward in the ring doing her bit against Alicia Fox. I don't know what to tell you. Seeing that AJ walked away makes sense because she doesn't need anybody. No one really cares about her. But on top of that, Emma really didn't make that segment very good. That segment seemed awkward. You guys tell me below what I should be seeing to make it seem like it could have been better. But I didn't see it very good. This segment was not that good. It wasn't. It was nice seeing Alicia Fox. She's very beautiful. Paige is cute as hell. But I ain't seeing anything very good there. Now, El Tortillo. The Minigator. I'm going to say this. The WWE needs to hire more. No insult to anyone who's a little person. But it is called what it is. Midget wrestlers. We need midget wrestlers. We need more than 2. El Tortillo. Or El Torito. I'm forgetting them. El Torito versus Hornswoggle is not enough for me anymore. When they had that really big feud between them and that 3MB versus Los Matadores, and they brought 3 other midget wrestlers in. That was epic. But we only have 2 wrestlers. And we rarely see them. And we've seen Hornswoggle so much, I'm tired of seeing it. Even though El Torito won. I didn't care. You see why I'm always botching El Torito's name. Because I hardly care. And that upsets me. Next. Woo, Miz versus Sheamus. Now, this is very interesting. Is the title going after... Well, see it like this. The crowd was going crazy for Damien Sandow. Or Damien Mizdow, the stunt double. More than The Miz. The Miz may have won the match. But Damien got the entire crowd behind him. They were chanting, he's better. And this is why I was saying it at least a month ago when they started this little thing. One of them is going after the US Championship. If I'm correct, it's going to be Damien Mizdow is going to get a shot at it and somehow win it. And then he's going to have to deal with The Miz. Eventually, The Miz is going to be dealing with Damien Sandow. Now, I could be wrong, and The Miz could still win the IC, well, not the IC, the US Championship, and then Damien is going to go after him and do a monster face turn. It actually would be interesting to see if he can pull it off. But I think by the time of Survivor Series, we're going to know what's going to happen between Damien Sandow and The Miz. Sheamus was just a plot device. Sorry, gotta say it. Now, the 2 segments of the Wyatts that I don't understand. Oh! Had to yell. I'm sorry. Luke Harper got another promo segment. I think he got it twice today. Eric Rowan got 1. And Bray Wyatt is the one who's promoting them. Why? Someone tell me below why. Why a guy? And I saw the Slug Daddy's video on why are they not pushing Bray Wyatt. It's not titled that, but you can check his channel. He's done it already. But I can understand the reason of his total frustration. Bray Wyatt, and I said this so long ago before he even dealt with Cena. If he did, he would get buried. And look what he's doing now. He's doing cameos in his 2 cohorts. Instead of him being on television, he's being shown in promos for guys who are going to be going singles. And instead of him having a promo of himself, a vignette of himself, he's helping his partners who will not get far because he's not going anywhere. He's exactly like fucking Ryback, who I will be talking about in my next debate of the week. Kind of fit that in there. But you get my point. Also, I want to state the 79th birthday of Bruno Sammartino, the second wrestler I ever saw. Bruno is the second wrestler I've ever seen next to Mr. Bob Backlund. Happy birthday, Bruno. Gotta say it. The man is cock diesel at 79 years old. He'll break me in fucking half. Anyway, let's see what's left. I'm going to do this before I end up with Rusev. Let's do this. Kane, Seth, Orton versus Cena. The opening was good. I'm glad to see the opening the way it is. Have them do a little segment, let them have a little fight, then they do a little segment again. It breaks up the humdrum type of thing the WWE does. I actually enjoyed it. The 1 hour main event with Dean and John was actually very good. I'm glad to see it. It was very well done. And then seeing Dean go to Coney Island, go ride the Cyclone, and they did an earlier taping of him getting on the Q train was actually pretty good as well. It was a very good thing they did. At the end of the show though, I knew that Dean was coming back, which he did. The match was DQ'd, just like I expected it to be. But I didn't expect him to bring down a hot dog cart. Ate a little bit of hot dog, squirt a little bit of stuff in everybody's face, throw some relish onto some Seth Rollins to make him into a hot dog, and in the end, it looked pretty damn good. I was interested. I'm actually interested in seeing where they're going to go with this. Then what do we get? We get Triple H and Steph, who look tight in those clothes. Say simply, you know what's going to happen in Hell in a Cell? You two are going at each other. Whoever wins is going after Steph in Hell in a Cell. And at the end of it, you get a dirty deed done to a John Cena. Of course it wasn't dirty deeds. You get my point. It was a spike DDT. But it was a dirty deed that he didn't expect it. He was dirty about it. Was that good? Yes, it was. The crowd was very loud to it. But to be honest, I really don't want to see this match coming up. But it's what we got and I'm going to deal with it. Now, what you've been waiting for, which I have to say, which is the title, The Rock gives a shot in the arm to the WWE. Seeing what happened with the Big Show, and to be honest, the WWE shouldn't have knuckled under to the international community. Look, they're a show that does things, alright? By them doing that, really shows they're weak. And I don't like that. The Big Show having been forced to actually say I'm sorry for pulling down a damn flag and stepping on it is bullshit. People burn our fucking flags all around the world. Look what they do in Saudi Arabia and some other places years ago. And in certain places like Pakistan even today. And other places as well. Libya, hell, they used to burn George W. Bush no matter if you like him or not. He was your president. But seeing this upset me. And then finding he had to do anger management training, whatever, I don't care. Sensitivity training. Bullshit. I don't give a fuck about it. But seeing them in the ring, I'm going, what are they going to do now? He can't wrestle Rusev now, so what goes on? If you smell la 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 la. Seeing The Rock came down from the back area near the Titantron, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect shit. I didn't expect him to come down. I didn't expect him to walk to the ring. I didn't expect him to really get the crowd so fucking hyped to the point where it said, holy shit. And the WWE did not censor it this time. They actually left it in. You know why? Because they knew this is what they needed. They needed to change how the crowd and the fans at home to perceive the WWE as something so spontaneous. In this case, they had to do this. They had to leave the holy shits in. At least from what I've seen on television, and at least what I saw online, they didn't take it out. If they did where you are, tell me below. But in the end, The Rock spoke well. Lana was shaking her legs because she was excited, not because she was getting so many pops around her, but because the people's strudel was near her. Even Rusev at one point, and I'm going to say this for Rusev and Lana. Lana spoke very well. She did. She kept it together. Rusev, on the other hand, seemed a little nervous. I don't think he's ever met someone that has such an effect on people. So at one point when I saw him, he actually looked a little off his game for a few seconds. He looked really shocked that he saw so many people excited for a segment he was in. I'm glad he recovered enough that he was able to talk. And in the end, this was a wonderful segment going into a nice punch out with him and The Rock. So now The Rock is taking over for the Big Show because of what happened with the international community. So how did I feel about this show? Did I feel like all of the segments were good? Hell no. I'm not against anyone who believes that breast cancer needs to be stomped out. But look, the segments here were bad. Really bad. And having them there brought the show down a lot. Hootie and Kathy Lee should have never been done. If it had to be done, they should have done it with, what was it, Nora London. 2 segments in a show is terrible. But in the end, what saved the show for me personally, that gave me some interest, to a certain extent excitement, is seeing The Rock back dealing with a Rusev. I'm glad that Dean Ambrose is being spotlighted. I am. I'm scared about him dealing with John Cena though. Even if it's brief. You know how Cena tends to bury people. But I am going to say this. It wasn't a bad show. There were some things that I wasn't totally fond of. But I do understand they were not bad. And I was still happy to see that segment of The Rock at the 2-hour mark. So I hope you enjoyed the Zane View. Please give me a comment below. Tell me what I missed that was really good. And oh, almost forgot. You guys tell me, if you look at a video at the end where John Cena was facing Seth Rollins, did John Cena's face go directly into Seth Rollins' crotch? Yes, it did. The man literally went near his nut sack and his strudel. Tell me if that was nasty or not, or it was fucking funny to see John Cena having to almost eat meat. See ya!